Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. It's Shrugs. And today I'm going to be talking about some news that just came out yesterday, and it's some really bad news for anyone who likes Apex Legends and especially those who like the Legend Mirage. So in an article that came out by Kyle Viveros, a senior game designer of Apex Legends, is talked about, where he made a bold statement that Mirage would never be top tier, stating Mirage can never be viable in the highest of high level. So let's talk about it. So my takeaway from this article is that senior game designer Daniel Klein is saying that due to Mirage's playstyle and his mechanics and his abilities, that if Mirage were to be really good in high tier gameplay, aka the best players in Apex, then that would mean that his kit would be overpowered in low tier gameplay. And the same thing goes for the opposite of that. If they want Mirage to be part of the meta in low tier gameplay, then he's never going to be good in high tier gameplay. So if what I just said makes absolutely no sense, then that's very reasonable. But let me try to explain. It has to do with a character skill cap, where if we look at Wraith, for example, she has an ability that you just press a button and you go invulnerable for 6 seconds. It doesn't take a lot of thought. It doesn't take a lot of skill. It's simply, I'm in trouble. I need to get out. Let me just press this one button. Due to its simplicity and how strong of an ability it is, it's really easy for both skilled players and beginner players to get good use out of it. Simply, I need help, let me press a button, I'm good, I'm safe. Characters like Mirage, though, he has a very unique ability where you can send out illusions, which can be really good against beginner players who don't really know what's going on. They get distracted by it, they start shooting around ones, and next thing you know, Mirage is right behind you and shooting you in the back of the head. However, the problem with this character is in high tier gameplay, it's very obvious which one is fake and which one is real. But in those low ranked games, it can be very disorienting. So to make Mirage even better than he is now, to make it more disorienting for even a skilled player to be confused and bamboozled, then it would make it exceptionally powerful in low ranked games where you could really just dominate games and really bamboozle everybody you come across, because nobody's going to be able to play against such good abilities. So basically the game designer is saying we would rather have Mirage be a low tier legend because he does alright in the low tier games. He's just not good in high tier games. And he's accepting that. He's accepting the fact that Mirage will never be good for high-ranked players. And this is just seriously the most disappointing response you could ever get from a dev. They are in full control of what happens in the game. And to straight up say that we're just done working on this legend, there's no way he's going to be good because we don't want him to be overpowered, and that they can't figure out a solution it's embarrassing. I would understand if he came out and said, yeah, it's very difficult to balance this hero, and we're having a difficult time with it, but we're looking into solutions. But to just straight up say, yeah, we're okay with him being a bad hero, we don't want him to become overpowered, that is the worst response you could ever come up with. And the craziest thing to me, and this is my personal opinion, so if you don't like it, that's fine. You don't have to. This is just my thoughts, but the meta for a long time now has been the same legends that have been just dominating the game. Legends like Wraith, Gibraltar, you see them in high-ranked games all the time because they're just so much better. And for a dev to say, yeah, we have a legend that's really not that good, but we don't want him to be overpowered, is just mind-blowing to me. I would much rather have a character like Mirage become overpowered and start seeing a lot less Gibraltars and Wraiths. But for whatever reason, they just don't want to do it, and the meta is just stagnant. The meta has not changed a whole lot since the beginning. With the new map, we've had a meta change with weapon types, especially with the R99 returning. But as far as the legends go, not a whole lot has changed, in my opinion. Yeah, there's been some big buffs on some heroes like Caustic and Bloodhound, but if you look at the numbers, you still see Wraith and Gibraltar up there, and they really are must-have legends for top-tier games. And what's even more mind-boggling to me is earlier in the year, the devs came out and said, we're not going to nerf Wraith anymore. The character with the best kill-death ratio, with the highest pick rate, with the highest win rate. And they said, yeah, we're not going to nerf her anymore because it's going to take away from the flavor from her. Well, are you kidding me? She's still S tier. So if you're not going to make the other characters S tier, you're going to leave them as B, C, D tier, and you're not willing to buff them because they'll become overpowered, then you have to do something about the S tier legends. It's not, you can't have one hero that's OP and one that's not, or be afraid to make one OP while other ones are. If you make every character in the game overpowered, then no one's overpowered. It's all just relative. What I would really like to see the devs do is try to keep making changes for Mirage, giving him slight buffs, here and there until we get him to a point where he's both good in high tier, but not substantially overpowered in low tier. If they get to a point where Mirage is overpowered in low tier, but he's in the meta in high tier, then what they really need to consider doing is creating another legend that could be a counter to Mirage. This idea really isn't that far-fetched. There's already an example of this in the game. The character Octane has gotten a buff recently, and he's been getting a lot more playtime. And as a result of this, by him being buffed, it also means that there's been a buff to Wattson, because Wattson was designed as a counter to Octane. So if they're so worried about Mirage being too good, then they should make a legend that's good against Mirage. But let's be realistic, there's already a lot of legends that can be very successful against Mirage currently. For example, Horizon's Black Hole, if used properly, can completely negate Mirage's ultimate by sucking all the illusions in, and the illusions cannot escape. But guys, this is just my opinion. If you guys feel the same way, please give the video a like and let me know in the comments below. And if you disagree with my opinion, give this video a like and let me know in the comments below. Alright, thank you everybody for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry I haven't been producing as much content. I've been super busy with school and work, but I am going to be getting another video out tomorrow, so hit that subscribe button so you don't miss it. I look forward to hearing from your guys' feedback in the comments section below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, take care.